every time you're born, you live a life, you learn a lot through it, and then you go, and then you come back and like you're there with yourself, like talking to yourself, and like you're like, hey, why am I here? And they're like, well, you're just here and you're waiting to go back to your next person. And like basically you just like you keep reliving it until you understand how everyone works, until you've experienced literally every possible scenario, and then that becomes your fucking world. Like basically it's just like an all-encompassing like you.
So
I can't like I'm horrible at explaining.
It's cool. It sounds very similar to like the Kabbalah type of teaching where they talk about like at the beginning of what they call time, which doesn't really have a time, but if you can like kind of abstractly think about like the moment where time began, if like everything of matter was just like this one unit, and then like somebody hit that unit and it broke up into an infinite amount of fractals, and then all of time is essentially like those fractals trying to come back together and piece themselves. But since it's an infinite amount of fractals, it will never actually be complete. It will never be whole. It will always be going through this process of trying to make itself complete and whole again.
Well, they also have that with like the Big Bang is like apparently like they also think like it's
like
just
the Big Crunch.
Well, the Big Crunch, but like with what I was saying of like the Big Bang, but it's just like it does a Big Bang, but it makes it like one here, and then one here and one here, and like there's like an infinite amount of Big Bangs like going in, and that's where they come from.
That's the latest
parallel
thing that
universes and everything like that.
What's my homeboy's name? Who does the New Age like astrology like Netflix series?
Okay, I'm not familiar with it.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Sorry, I don't know what show you're talking about.
No, I'm sorry. I was just it's fucking 7 a.m. and my memory's not the best.
Who's this homeboy? Who is this guy?
But Neil deGrasse Tyson just recently put out in one of his latest statements that like throughout his theories and his readings.
He's also one of my favorite scientists, by the way.
Love him, dude.
Yeah.
Love him. Love his readings. Love his preaching. He has theorized, and he wholeheartedly believes that the universe is actually a simulation created by much higher level. You might call it just like mathematical processes. Just to like test the lower level mathematical processes, and we're just one of like infinite amount of like testing sequences.
Okay.
It was kind of cool to think about, man. I was, it was very deep. It was.
I'll definitely have to. I'll have to hear that one out because that sounds interesting.
It's yeah. It's not like something you can just like take in immediately. It's something you have to kind of think about for a hot minute. But which is kind of what Neil deGrasse Tyson does, man. He makes you think about things very, very deeply on the universal level.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, and like